Folks, you know what? Yesterday, when we were talking about the beast technology, that you guys understand just what that is. I really think that people suspect what it is, but they really don't understand what it is. If you don't understand what it is, you certainly can't visualize what we'll face in the future. Now, I'm going to hit on some parts of technology you know about, but you really don't know about. Stuff that you have in your hands right now, but you don't know what it's doing. You've heard rumors of what the technology can do. No one has really validated what that technology can do. No one has really come out and just said what the technology can do. And as some of you may know, believe it or not, I'm involved heavily in technology. So I'm going to share with you some things that you might want to know. You might want to know. And if it gets a bit lengthy, just say, well, just calm down. Just calm down, guy. You're feeding us too much. What we're going to talk about today deals with neurons. Deals with neurons. Everybody has them, neurons, and if you don't have them, that means you're something else. You're from a different world or something. But the brain is full of neurons. They're all over the place in your brain.
Doorknobs so that we can twist it.
They're individual
This is all that connects the monkey
cells, nerve cells. They're connected by what's called dendrites and axons. It's just connection between two cells. Okay? Whenever you see something, whenever you taste something, whenever you move, neurons begin to fire one to another. The firing of the neurons is a small, tiny electronic signal sent through your pathways or those connections of dendrites and axons throughout your brain, throughout your body, too. They travel really fast. It's estimated that those signals travel at about 250 miles an hour. That's like pow. I mean, they're traveling pretty quick. Now, because that cell is quite tiny, you have billions and trillions of them in your head, right? So everything that you do, these neurons are firing away. I mean, your brain is full of electrical activity. Key word. Your brain is full of electrical activity. Now, the signals are carried by ions, which are all over the place. They're insulated. By myelin. Just call it myelin. I call it the M because I get the pronunciation wrong. So you effectively have cells with connections that fire every time something happens with you. And they fire all over the place. What they fire is just simply a pulse. It's a pulse. It's a pulse or it's not a pulse. So it's like binary code operating in your brain. That's beautiful. It's beautiful because, number one, that was engineered. That's obvious. That was engineered. That's the way your brain works. Now, the key word here was electrical activity, signals and electrical activity. Your thinking patterns, your movement, and everything else is measured by the potential in electrons or the potential of energy in your brain. Your brain is an electrical machine. It's an electrical machine. Your memory and your thoughts again, they fire away. Because it's electrical in nature, that actually yielded some very interesting research that took place a long time ago. Anybody ever heard of robotized transcranial magnetic stimulation? Just call it TMS for short. Anybody ever heard of that? What that is, well, that was actually And that's actually a system embedded into what's called brain-to-computer interfacing. Brain-to-computer interfacing. What brain-to-computer interfacing is that when your neurons begin to fire, some of those electrical signals escape. Those signals are detectable. They're detectable. What are they detectable by? Electronics. A computer system. Because all of those signals have potential of, let's call it a small dose of electric current. They have a potential of electric current that can be measured. They escape. They can be measured. When they're measured, every time you think of something, your thoughts also are carried by these escaped pulses that come out of the membrane. Your thoughts, your movements, your memories, and everything else escape you all the time. Everything you think about and everything you do is being effectively transmitted. It's just that nothing a long time ago was available to pick it up. So computers operate with binary code, ones and zeros. A 1 and 0 is simply this. Think of it as a water faucet, and that water is electricity, right? A 1 would be to turn the faucet on, it's moving. A 0 would be to turn it off, nothing's moving. So when you put these ons and off, on and off, on and off, in a large string, you can have different combinations of those 1 and 0s that interpret. It's called data. You can interpret that. They've done the brain the same way. Most of you have electronic devices that function. Computers operate by 1s and 0s, on and off. Little tiny switches, on and off. Made possible by the example. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, your brain operates the same way your PC does. The only difference is they can't combine the two. To your knowledge, they can't combine the two. Listen, take that curtain down and listen to me closely. That curtain has been down for at least 13 years. The technology has been fine-tuned. The language of neurological activity has been mapped. It's very efficient. So if you have a thought in your head, your thought can effectively be picked up by a receptor that's close in your proximity. Has to be in your proximity. It's like an EEG that they're using on you all the time that's picking up these potentials. Okay, you guys got that? Your cell phone does that. Your cell phone does that all the time. Nobody's aware. Nobody's aware. Oh, not many people are aware. Anybody ever heard of functional near-infrared spectroscopy? I messed that all up. Just call it NIRS. Anybody ever heard of that? Or functional magnetic resonance imaging. Anybody ever heard of that? Or transcranial focused ultrasound. Nobody heard of that? All these things are used for the brain. You see images of the brain, but they took it one step further. Telling you now that they have the language to your brain. In the same way this technology worked, part of the TMS system, your cell phone, your tablet, computer system, and so forth, can pick it up. They can pick it up and tell the very thoughts that are in your head. Now it's a receptor. It's a receptor, folks. Listen to me. The BCI systems, brain-computer interface, system, it receives those signals of your thoughts, movements, and everything else. Here's what you don't know. That information is captured. It's translated into binary code, received through some type of TMS system. They can process that information back in the visual cortex of the human brain. It triggers a full experience in the receiving brain, a complete experience. In other words, someone can see what you're saying. Someone can think what you're thinking. Someone can be right there with you all the time. Now, a long time ago, they had to place the sensor right below the skin, right below the outer layer of the skin. They don't have to do that anymore. They have several systems working in tandem to fine-tune the reception of the signal from a distance. They've also, because they created a standard in electronics, you see, there are forbidden frequencies that electronics cannot transmit with. They're forbidden because they mess up the sensory instruments that are out there, so you can't use them. When Wi-Fi came out, Wi-Fi was specifically engineered to be a type of assistance. But this technology works two ways. Not only can they receive your thoughts, but through your optic nerve, they can also transmit thoughts, memories, your perception. They can alter your perception and everything else by bypassing quite a few receptors going straight into your visual cortex, which is processed into the brain. And at the moment, you may not think about it, but later on, you'll have strange memories that are not yours. Garbled memories. Some people walk around and they wonder, how come I don't remember that? They're talking to somebody and they'll say, I don't remember that. But I remember this, and somebody else will say, well, that never happened. Yep, must have, because I remember it. No, it didn't happen. It never happened. See, they've been playing with this technology for a long time. Right now, it's perfected. It's perfected. Part of the beast system has to do a lot with this. Now listen, if they begin to garble your memories, and it's different for each person, if they begin to garble your memories, they can effectively change the way you live your life. They can change your beliefs. They can change a person from the inside out. They can effectively change your identity very slowly. Now the testing of these things, as like transmitting one person's thought to hundreds of people, the unsuspecting public, which, by the way, is harmless as far as your physical body is concerned, is quite damaging concerning the memories, because if you give a person a new memory, your brain attempts to rationalize that memory. So it's receiving a rush of signals that don't belong to you, and it has to process it somehow, which garbles past memory.